studies, subjects, maths, shapes, circles. Hello everyone, this is Urja Jaggi. Welcome back to Aspam News. Always keeps you updated. Breaking news for the day. Today is the Aspam Fest and our Grade 10 team has participated with a very interesting topic named circles.
Keeps revolving, and so does everything around us, be it us, ecosystems, or the earth that revolves around the sun. In maths, typically, circles refer to the shape which complete themselves at the angle of 360 degrees. But in general life, circles are the flow of event of anything that includes institutions, people, things, etc. But the real question is that can circles be a part of subjects like English, maths, SST, science, Hindi, French, or Islamic? To find out, tune on with us because we have prepared documentaries for each subjects, especially for you. We'll start with English. Our reporter Ankita Anish will guide you with the same. Hope you enjoy.
Life is a circle. The end of one journey is the beginning of another. Since the dawn of time, circles have been a symbol of peace, harmony, and unity. The circle of life is one of the nature's way of taking and giving back life to earth. It symbolizes the universe being sacred and divine. It represents the infinite nature of energy, meaning if something dies, it gives life to another. Circles often symbolizes a concoction of tales, each with its own story. Today, we are here to tell you a story of our own. Men and women represent the two hemispheres of the circle of life. If there is even a slightly improper balance of these hemispheres, we will not get the exact circle of life. The two stories we are about to show you is not just another story, but a reality for many people. Sit back and relax as we immerse you into the story of reality.
Hey, what do you think? Will you get the promotion?
I don't know. I'm so nervous. I hope I do. What do you think? Will you?
I mean, the work and profit we have earned for this company, we should be taken in promotion at least.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see if our hard work pays off.
Okay, what is it?
Hello everyone. Good to see all of you present and excited for our meeting. As you all know, today is the promotion day for the post of senior manager for our creative team and the head of the management team. Seeing all of your performances, I must appreciate the efforts all of you have put in taking this company to greater heights. But I must say, some of you do need improvement. A little focus is required. Before I announce the names, I would like to say that you should not feel bad for someone else's promotion. So, the moment you all have been waiting for has arrived. The post of the senior manager for a creative team goes to Raj. And after all the meetings I have done with the board of directors, I am proud to say that Aryan will be our head of manager. Congratulations both of you, and looking forward to meet you during the promotion party.
Sakshi's face becomes dim with sadness. In this story, as you all saw, everyone who occupies positions of authority are male, thereby calling it a question the role of women in the society. The second skit we are about to show you deals with the stereotypes prevailing in the society about mere articles of clothing. This story is about a man who applies what is generally termed as women's articles of clothing. As this man walks past some older women, they notice his style and tries to humiliate him, one of whom even confronts him.
Hello, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, auntie. Why?
Is there something wrong or what?
I mean, sun rose in the east, I'm wearing clothes, I'm walking on my own two legs. Yeah, everything seems normal. What happened, auntie?
What days have come? I can't believe. Since when did even men start wearing makeup?
Oh my god, he's wearing a nail polish too.
Exactly. And look at his shirt. Is he a girl wearing pink?
Okay, calm down. Last time I checked, it's definitely not legal for men to wear nail polish or makeup or even pink. And plus, if that was the case, I'd have so many things to tell you guys right now. You're a woman and wearing pants? Or, oh, what days have come? Blue is the color of men, but look at women wearing it. What an insult. But the thing is, it's not. I don't really have a problem and I don't care. And same way, you guys don't have any right to tell me what I should wear or how I should look, regardless of whether I'm a man or a woman. I hope you have a nice day, aunties.
All the other women feel humiliated no matter how much toxicity or darkness surrounds us. We need to find the light and hope because it is easier to love than hate. Circles are in every part of our life. We saw the importance of the circle of life in our society before this. Circles play an important role in our economy as well. This can be exemplified by the significance of the circular model of an economy and continuous flow of money. The circular flow of income is a model of an economy in which the major exchanges are represented as flows of money, goods, and services between economic agents. The flows of money and goods exchanged in a closed circuit correspond in value but run in the opposite direction. Let us consider a situation where there are only two sectors in an economy, the households and the firms. Firms refers to economic units which carry out the production of goods and services. These are run by entrepreneurs who hire labor, employ service of capital and land to undertake the task of production, while households refers to individuals or families that undertake consumption. For example, let us say that the firm intends to produce t-shirts for people to wear them. Now here, the firm will need some inputs in the form of raw materials, labor, and land, which will be owned by the households. Now, the firm using these inputs sets value and increases the utility of these raw materials, thereby transforming it into a product. This forms the production or generation phase, which has to do with the production of goods and services. The inputs supplied by the households, land, labor, capital, and enterprise are termed as the factors of production. Here, the product produced by the firms for household consumption as well as factor input or factor services is termed as real flow or physical flow, as there's only exchange of goods and services taking place without the exchange of money. The real flow indicates the magnitude of growth process in an economy. For example, if more of factor services are offered to the firms, more will be the volume of production and more will be the process of economic growth. Distribution phase. Now that the product is being produced by the firms using factor services supplied by the households, it is essential for us to know if we deliver a service, we do expect something in return, at least in economic sense, we do. We expected to be compensated or remunerated for our services. Therefore, firms have to compensate the households for their services, and this forms the distribution phase, which is also called as factor pricing, where the firms compensates the factor services in the form of rent for land, wage for labor, interest for capital, and profit for entrepreneurship. These are supplied to the growth of the country's economy. Here, income is equivalent to the consumption. I hope you understood the working of the circular flow of income in an economy. Thank you for your attention.
Now, from the economic cycle, let's move on to nature cycle. Earth system cycles or natural cycles are all terms that refer to the key life-sustaining processes in nature. My name is Arnima and today I'm going to talk to you about the cycles in nature.
Cycles in nature means that there is a constant and ongoing exchange of elements between air, earth, water, plants, and animals. The cycles underpin the ability for all living things to continue to thrive and develop. Through the cycles, the earth continuously renews itself. Let us take an example of water cycle, something we have learned from a very young age. From the rain, the water falls into the land, seeping underground, reaching the water sources, and then from there gets evaporated back into the atmosphere. Nutrient cycle is nature's recycling system. All forms of recycling have feedback loops that use energy in the process of putting material resources back into use. Recycling in ecology is regulated to a large extent during the process of decomposition. Nutrient cycle is more often used in direct reference to an idea of an intra-system cycle, where an ecosystem functions as a unit. From a practical point, it does not make sense to assess a terrestrial ecosystem by considering the full column of air above it, as well as the great depths of earth below it. While an ecosystem often has no clear boundary as a working model, it is practical to consider the functional community where the bulk of matter and energy transfer occurs. Nutrient cycling occurs in ecosystems that participate in the larger biochemical cycles of the earth through a system of inputs and outputs. The diagram shown is that of a simplified nutrient cycle. The three main components of nutrient store are biomass, which are the flora and fauna, litter, and soil. The two inputs, which are indicated by the light green arrows, are the nutrients dissolved in raindrops and nutrients from weathered rocks. The two outputs, which are indicated by the red arrows, are the nutrients lost through surface runoff and the nutrients lost through leaching. And then there are three flows between the compartments, which are indicated by the blue arrows. First one is littering, including withering, defoliation, excretion, unconsumed parts, leftovers, dead bodies of animals, and so on. In this case, littering does not mean that human beings throwing out waste that are not needed to them. The second one is decomposition of the litter into inorganic nutrients, which are then stored in the soil. And the last one are the nutrients uptaken by plants.
This diagram only shows the nutrient flow in a terrestrial ecosystem. Yet the size and thickness of the compartments in the flows are not proportional to their actual size, since the proportions may vary from biome to biome and ecosystem to ecosystem.
The image you see on the side is a simplified food web illustrating a three-trophic food chain: producers, herbivores, carnivores, linked to decomposers. The movement of mineral nutrients through the food chain into the mineral nutrient pool and back into the trophic system illustrates ecological recycling. The movement of energy, in contrast, is unidirectional and non-cyclic.
A large fraction of the elements comprising living matter reside at any instant of time in the world's biota. because the earthly pool of these elements is limited and the rates of exchange among various components of the biota are extremely fast with respect to geological time. It is quite evident that much of the same material is being incorporated again and again into different biological forms. This observation gives rise to the notion that on the average, matter and certain amounts of energy are involved in cycles, hence proving that nutrients do and are involved in cycles.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम ऊर्जा है और अभी आप हिंदी के स्टेशन पे आए हैं। तो जैसे हमने साइंस में देखा कि हर एक सर्कल में एक साइकिल का एक हिस्सा होता है, वैसे ही हम हिंदी में इसी को थोड़ा और गहराई से देखेंगे और हम एक केस स्टडी करेंगे जो केदारनाथ के ऊपर आधारित है। तो उसमें डूबने से पहले हम वातावरण के बारे में कुछ जान लेते हैं। तो जैसे आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, प्राकृतिक वातावरण प्रकृति के रूप से होने वाली एक सभी जीवन और गैर जीवित चीजों को समाहित करता है। यानी जिधर हम रहते हैं उसके अंदर सिर्फ हम ही नहीं, जो मरी हुई या गैर जीवित चीजें हैं वह भी समाती हैं। और यह जो शब्द है प्रकृति, ये सबसे अधिक बार पृथ्वी या पृथ्वी के कुछ हिस्सों में लागू होता है, क्योंकि सृष्टि बनी ही प्रकृति से है, यह वातावरण से। यह वातावरण सभी जीवित प्रजातियों, जलवायु, मौसम और प्राकृतिक संसाधनों की बातचीत को शामिल करता है, जो मानव अस्तित्व और आर्थिक गतिविधि को प्रभाव करते हैं। अब हम जो मेरी केस स्टडी थी उसके बारे में थोड़ा जानेंगे। तो जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं, केदारनाथ एक बहुत ऊंची जगह पे स्थित है और वहां पे कई लोग जाते हैं हमेशा, हर वर्ष पूजने। और उसी तरीके से एक बार केदारनाथ में एक ऐसी घटना घटी जो पूरे इंडिया में कभी नहीं हुई थी। केदारनाथ में अधिकांश विनाश मंदिर से 6 किमी या किलोमीटर, जो 3.7 माइल की दूरी पे केदारनाथ पर्वत पर बर्फ के अचानक तेजी से बिछड़ने के कारण हुआ, जिससे चौरबारी झील, जो उधर एक नदी है, और फिर केदारनाथ में बाढ़ आ गई। मंदिर में पानी भर गया था, जिसके कारण कई लोगों की डूबने से मौत हो गई और भाग दौड़ मच गई थी। वहां पे इतना ज्यादा पानी इकट्ठा हो गया क्योंकि एक ही साथ पूरा बादल गिर गया और उस नदी से वह हर जगह फैल गया। अच्छी बात यह थी कि मंदिर से पानी के प्रभाव से जैसे जैसे नदियां और हर चीज टूटी जा रही थी, यह भी संयोग था कि मंदिर टूट सकता था। पर मंदिर नहीं टूटा, वो डटा रहा वहां पे, क्योंकि मंदिर के पीछे एक बड़ा पत्थर आ गया था जिसने पूरे पानी को 2 हिस्सों में बांट दिया और हर जगह फैला दिया। चाहे मंदिर के अंदर पानी आया पर मंदिर को कुछ नहीं हुआ और वह बच गया, और वह पत्थर अभी भी मंदिर के पीछे खड़ा है। और ये जो घटना घटी थी केदारनाथ में, ये बहुत ही रहस्य की बात थी, क्योंकि ऐसे ही पूरा बादल फट जाना बहुत ही नॉर्मल या कोई साधारण चीज नहीं है। और इसीलिए बहुत लोगों ने इसके बारे में समझा और इसको जानने की कोशिश करी। फिर उनको यह बात पता चली कि या तो ये एक साइंटिफिक रीजन से, ये साइंस या ज्ञान की वजह से उनको ये बात पता चली कि वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर पड़ गया था, क्योंकि वो एक बहुत ही ऊंची जगह पे था, इसलिए ये हुआ। या फिर कुछ लोग जो अनहोनी होने के वजह से कुछ सुपरस्टिशंस में मानते हैं, ऐसा जो लोग कहते हैं और इधर उधर फैला देते हैं इन चीजों के आधारित पर, जो सच्ची नहीं है, पर फिर भी इनको माना जाता है कि ये वहाँ के मंदिर के जो भगवान थे, जिनका नाम था शिव, उनकी जो गुस्सा था उन्होंने उधर स्पष्ट करके उधर लोगों में डाल दिया। और इसी के ऊपर आधारित एक मूवी भी आई थी, एक मूवी आई थी जिसका नाम था केदारनाथ, और उसमें भी यही बताया गया था। अब हम थोड़ी इसकी तस्वीरें देख लेंगे। तो जैसे आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे इसकी पहले जो केदारनाथ में आप देख सकते हैं पूरी अच्छी ग्रीन हरियाली फैल गई थी और बहुत सुंदर लग रहा है यहाँ पे। और जैसे ही हम यहाँ पे आफ्टर में आते हैं तो यहाँ पे पूरी बाढ़ और हर जगह मिट्टी और सारा कुछ टूटा फूटा दिखता है। और फिर हम यहाँ से देख सकते हैं कि कैसे ये यहाँ पे हमारा केदारनाथ है, यहाँ पे जो आपने पीली कलर में आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे जो लिखा है। और यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे इन्होंने जैसे एक, यहाँ पे हमारा मंदिर है, यहाँ पे जो पीली जगह है और ये सारा पानी आ रहा है। ये पानी एक साथ पूरे मंदिर को निकाल सकता था, पर वहां पे पत्थर आने की वजह से ये दो भागों में हट जाता है और ये पानी इसका एक नया रास्ता बन जाता है। और ये बहुत ही कम टाइम में, पूरे दिन पूरा सब कुछ खराब करने के बाद, सब कुछ टूटने के बाद, इधर हम देख सकते हैं कि उस दिन इतने ज्यादा बादल थे कि ये कभी भी पहले नहीं आए थे। ठीक है, अब हम देखते हैं मेरी एक जो दोस्त है अरीबा, जो हमारे क्लास में ही पढ़ती हैं, उन्होंने एक इसके ऊपर या वातावरण और प्रकृति के ऊपर पोस्टर बनाया है। आप देख सकते हैं कितना सुंदर और अच्छा पोस्टर ये लग रहा है। आप इनको पढ़े, थोड़ा देर इसको जाने कि इसके पीछे क्या है, और उसके बाद हम एक और चीज पे बढ़ेंगे। ठीक है, तो ये था हमारे प्रकृति के ऊपर एक पोस्टर जिसपे इन्होंने लिख रखा है कि पृथ्वी ने हमारे क्रूर कार्य पर प्रतिक्रिया दी है और अब मानव जाति पीड़ित है। इसकी वजह है हमारी नासमझ और हमारी नादानगी, जो हम प्रकृति को कुछ नहीं समझते और अपने आप को सबसे ज्यादा ऊंचे समझते हैं। अब हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। मेरी एक और 10वीं क्लास की छात्रा कनिष्का शर्मा ने एक वीडियो बनाई है जिसमें उन्होंने प्रकृति और ऐसी ही वातावरण के साइकिल के बारे में, उसके सर्कल से जो रिलेटेड साइकिल है उसके बारे में उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से एक वीडियो बनाई है, जिसमें तस्वीरों के साथ उन्होंने कुछ चीजें भी आपको बताई हैं। आशा करती हूँ कि आपको बहुत कुछ जानने को मिला। और अब हम आगे बढ़ेंगे वीडियो को देखने के बाद, और फिर आपको हम ट्रांसफर करेंगे फ्रेंच के सेशन पे। धन्यवाद। Bonjour, je suis Muskan et je suis la hôte de la station française.
Comme nous l'avons vu en islamique l'importance du monument, ça village il a fait que chaque monument a une forme différente principalement, de forme circulaire. Par conséquent, il y a un grand nombre de ces choses précieuses dans le monde.
Les monuments historiques sont le patrimoine culturel de toutes parts. Ils portent une leçon sur leur source tradition et le significat historique. Les monuments nous aimons soulever de la connaissance de notre passé et de le avec le futur. Chaque peut comprendre de nombreux monuments historiques. L'un de eux, le honneur de la mémoire, est une mémoire de la Première Guerre mondiale en France, connu par Phil Foss et inauguré le 11 novembre 2015. À l'occasion du 400e anniversaire de l'amnistie, le mémorial rend hommage aux soldats de Coran national de France discardés dans le Nord par le Cassé. Le mémorial est situé à la remplacement du cinéma national de Notre-Dame de Lorette. Le monument s'est composé comme ça, panneaux métalliques disposés en forme de lip. Chaque panneau contenait un verrou de mots des soldats tombés au combat.
La forme elliptique du monument capture ce sentiment et évoque un sentiment de fraternité et d'unité entre des pays autrefois ennemis. La anneau symbolise la éternité et le cycle continu de la naissance et de la mort. Les matériaux utilisés pour construire la bâche sont des matériaux qui résisteront au passage du temps. Ce qui rend fort écoute le sentiment d'éternité. Si l'agneau est un symbole de la paix actuelle en Europe, une partie de celui-ci pointe de façon précaire sur les flancs de la colonie, rappelant aux visiteurs que la paix n'est pas toujours stable et que le conflit peut revenir à tout moment. L'anneau de la mémoire est la suite mémorielle qui reporterait les noms par ordre alphabétique sans distinction du rang, de nationalité ou d'alien. Merci.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ariba.
And I am Muskan.
We are your hosts for the Islamic Station.
This journey with us will brighten your perspective of the important historical monuments in Islam. I hope you enjoy, and let's dive into the video.
As you know, the Islamic architecture is mostly about domes and circles and the usage of geometrical shapes, etc. It is also about the religious values that the monuments represent.
First, we have the Masjid al-Aqsa. This was also the place believed to be where Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has ascended to heaven for one night. It has a beautiful golden dome which represents the circular geometry and the Islamic architecture.
Next, we have the Great Mosque of Samarra in Iraq, which has a unique design to it. The mosque is located within the 15,058 hectare Samarra Archaeological City UNESCO World Heritage Site, listed in 2007.
And now we have the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is Kaaba. It is very important for Muslims as it is the Qibla or direction of prayer, and it was built by Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son Prophet Ismail alayhi salam in 608 CE. Circle is a symbol of heaven's infinity and wholeness. Circle always has had a symbolic value and is a long-lasting pattern in human mindset that shows some concepts such as holiness, perfection, infinity, and eternity. Philosophers of history have considered circle and square as most complete shapes. You might have seen circular designs on many Turkish or Iranian carpets and on the crafts such as vases, cutlery, etc.
These pieces of art are found at many places in the UAE, like the Friday Market in Fujairah and many more. With this, we conclude. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed and learned many things today.
Welcome to the station of Miracles of Math. We all know circles are very simple plain figures, which many of us might even take it for granted. But do you know how important they are, even when we are driving? In this station, we will understand the effective use of circles in road safety. As you can see, this is a model of signal intersection where there is a rush going on, and it is very chaotic. Also, the cars have to wait for the signal to turn green. But now you see that everything is going so smoothly without making any chaos, and everyone is able to drive. No one has to wait. This means that roundabouts keep the traffic moving instead of making a jam. So let's see what actually are the benefits of the roundabouts and why they play a very important role. Roundabouts bring many benefits to the community. They are safer for all users as they force drivers to slow down, and they also eliminate T-bone and head-on crashes. They keep the traffic moving, especially during the off-peak hours. They have lower long-term cost compared to traffic control signals. Roundabouts keep working during power failures and can include beautiful landscaping for the community to enjoy. Roundabouts are typically bigger than other intersections, where traffic signals usually require more space on the approaching roadways, making the overall footprint similar. Roundabouts also have a positive impact on our environment. When a driver enters a roundabout compared with stopping at an intersection, there is less idling time, lower vehicle emissions, and lower fuel consumption. Also, in the morning, when you're going to office for a very important meeting or for any other work, it would completely ruin your mood when you're stuck in the traffic and have to wait for a long time for the signal to turn green. But with the roundabout, it keeps the traffic flowing so you can keep moving and reach your workplace on time. Thus, your mood is not ruined and your day is saved. As we saw what are the benefits of the roundabout, let's check out what are they actually. As you can see in the picture, a roundabout has many geometrical concepts in it. First one is that there should be enough space between the radius of the inscribed circle and that of the central island, creating a good circulatory roadway width. When drawing the path, a short length of tangent should be drawn between consecutive curves to account for the time it takes for a driver to turn the steering wheel. Because roundabout design is such an iterative process in which small changes in geometry can result in substantial changes to operational and safety performance. The inscribed circle diameter is the distance across the circle inscribed by the outer curve or edge of the circulatory roadway. It is the sum of the central island diameter, which includes the apron if present, and twice the circulatory roadway. The inscribed circle diameter is determined by a number of design objectives. The designer often has to experiment with varying diameters before determining the optimal size at a given location. As I live in Sharjah, the biggest roundabout I have seen so far is the Quran roundabout, which is also called the Book roundabout. It connects many different routes, including the airport, and there is a gorgeous display of lights during the Lights Festival of Sharjah. Now, let's go through the safety rules according to Road Safety UAE on how to use roundabouts and prevent accidents from happening. Upon entering a roundabout, obey the yield signs. Wait patiently until you can enter the roundabout safely. Use the left or center lane if you plan to use the second or further exit. Use your indicator if you change lanes inside the roundabout and when exiting the roundabout. Now imagine, if I had not gained this education, I would have not known my rights and the safety rules. This is where the CRC Article number 29 plays a very important role. It believes that children's education should help them fully develop their personalities, talents, and abilities. It should teach them to understand their own rights and to respect other people's rights, cultures, and differences. It should help them to live peacefully and protect the environment. Quote, I have learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou, unquote. Good morning to everyone. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Dharmi Soni, would like to extend my most sincere thanks to all who have been a part of this great show, the Aspam Fest. Events like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning, execution, and a bird's eye for details. At the end, after hard work and brainstorming, it all pays off. Every event at Aspam has been supported by none other than our beloved Principal Sheila Ma'am. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Sheila Ma'am for giving us this wonderful opportunity to spread the knowledge amongst everyone. Furthermore, I would like to thank our supervisor, Sindhu Ma'am, and our dear teachers, without whom this event wouldn't have been possible. I would moreover genuinely thank my team members and friends who distributed the work equally and managed to finish it within a short span of a week. Last but not least, I would deeply thank all the parents who engaged in helping out to make this event successful. Thus, I would like to conclude with the following quote. The one who fails and gets up is stronger than the one who never tried. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying.